Well, good morning. This morning, my group and I are here to present to you some recommendations we have for your mobile app Cartwheel. So without further ado, my name is Sean Webster.
I'm Sharon Robinson. I'm Katie White.
And I'm Valerie Tebow.
So I'll just go over the agenda for this presentation. So we'll start off with the situation and what exactly it is that Target's trying to do with not only the Cartwheel app, but as a company as a whole. Then we'll talk about the analysis of the Cartwheel app and what makes it successful, as well as some ways to make it better. Recommendations, we have 3 recommendations for you guys, so we'll go over those 3, and also potential problems with the app, and how to steer around those problems.
Okay, for the situation, Target is trying to become a leader in omni-channel retailing. They're already making a great name for themselves. A lot of people know who Target is and what they're doing. Some of the things that they're doing really well is they have some acquisitions. They just acquired Dermstore, Chef's Catalog, and Cooking.com, which allows Target to branch off into their beauty section and their cooking and recipe section. They have a lot of online registries and mobile apps, things for kids, things for coupons, such as the Cartwheel app, and registries for weddings and such. They're one of the most visited retail websites, just behind Walmart and Amazon, according to Alexa. And they've created Target Express, which reaches Target's more urban consumers, and they also have the Red Card, which allows Target guests to have an incentive to go to Target and gives them more benefits.
Alright, with the analysis, we looked at Cartwheel as a whole. It's been a huge success since it was launched in 2013. So with the Cartwheel app, you guys know, the mobile coupons, the biggest consistent problem is the Wi-Fi service not being available in the Target stores. So if there's consumers, or guests I should say, walking to the store and they can't connect to the Wi-Fi, they aren't able to use the Cartwheel app, which can be a problem when they get to the register. Another thing we saw was a lack of inventory, so we compared it to Walmart. Lack of departments, so we found an auto department, which Walmart has. We didn't see a lot of bakeries in the Target stores, but they are available in most. And then, like I said, we compared it to the competitors such as Walmart. And then lack of locations in individual stores compared to Walmart. There are less.
So the first part of the recommendation, Cartwheel is a great app with a lot of helpful features, and it lets the guests interact while they're at the store to give them the best benefit and that incentive to go to Target over somewhere else. But one of the biggest problems, as we've already stated, is that there is no Wi-Fi or service. So our recommendation would be to make it so that the app is more friendly, user-friendly without the Wi-Fi. There are a lot of apps that you can use without Wi-Fi nowadays. Like obviously Facebook, you need Wi-Fi, but not every app you do. So we thought that maybe coupons could be updated on a weekly basis, and that they'd be available on your phone after they updated. So in the newspaper, they usually come out on Sundays. So like every Sunday, you can have it so that with Wi-Fi or your service, that you can update it on all your coupons for the week will show, and then you can still use it in the store without actually having to have the Wi-Fi or the service.
So for recommendation number 2, we thought it would be a good idea to put a store map inside the Cartwheel app. That way you can see where you are in the store, and if you're looking for something specific, you can see how far away it is and how to get there. I know when I go into stores, I get a little turned around, trying to figure out where I am. And this allows consumers or guests to go into the store and buy what they need more efficiently and faster, and it's lets them go in and find what they need more efficiently. In the handout that we were given at the beginning of the semester, Target's core guests were described as digitally connected families who enjoy shopping and demand great value. So if you're a family going to Target, chances are you're not going in to just browse, you're going to buy specific items. That way you can see what you need and where it is, and it makes it a lot easier on a family. It's a lot more efficient and easier run. The people will likely be on their phones anyway, so why not try and get them to stay on the Cartwheel app That way Target's not just around you, it's in your hand.
Right, so the last recommendation that we had was to allow the ability to ask the employees for help through the app. So I know that when I'm in a store and I need help, I'm constantly like trying to see people, see the employees, and that can be difficult. So if you have the ability to ask an employee for help through the Carwell app, it would be more user-friendly and more efficient through the store if you're shopping.
Okay, so there's obviously going to be potential problems. As Target expands to go into the omni-channel, they want to be, there's bound to be problems. With our recommendations, there is potential problems which you have to calculate and think of so that you're aware of ahead of time. So if you do run into these problems, you know how to handle them. First one is obviously funding. Nothing is free in life. And so you'd have to fund for your research and development, you'd have to fund for new staff, you'd have to fund for the materials if needed to expand on this. And then when Target came and visited our school a couple weeks ago, they were talking about how they wanted to expand their technical staff, and we thought there'd be a good time to add in a few extra people for that app so we can really get it to where it wants to be for Cartwheel or any other app. And then the last thing is time. Time is obviously important, and it's something you have to calculate into it. The app would have to be updated, and even with the updates, there's still always bugs and stuff, so there's that constant time you have to take to fix it and make it better. And it's not something that ever ends. It's a constant time to make Target where it wants to be. So those are problems that you have to think about that you can't really avoid. It's just how to make the best of the situation. And then with that, that is the end of our presentation. Is there any questions?
What do you think the best way, so for if you're a guest and you're having trouble using Cartwheel, what's the best way for the team member who's in the store to know that you're having trouble? Like, how would that alert work? Or what do you think the best way that would be?
I feel like, there are little buttons like around specific stores where you can
Yep,
press them and
the
have
call
the employee
buttons.
come there.
Mhm.
I guess you could have that through the app in some way, or even like if you have like a comment section, if you could even, the guest could type in a comment, maybe an employee through the technical department could respond to them.
Okay.
Really quick and easy.
It's like a text message.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
In Apple, obviously, it's their product, but they use like their phones and they use their iPads in the store. So maybe for like each department in Target, there could be people with an iPad or a phone, and if there's someone in that department, they could notify them and maybe ask a question.
Cool. So like a text would come through to like a team member's
Yeah.
iPad, and you
Yeah.
could, okay.
So they can either answer the question or find them to help them personally.
Okay.
Because sometimes it's harder for you to go find a red shirt walking around versus them to come to you. So if you say, I'm in aisle 8, I can't find this, they can
Yep.
either say that you're in the wrong aisle or let me come help you so someone can come and find you.
Okay. Cool.
I had a question about the coupons without Wi-Fi. So you would have them like update every week on their own, and then they would already be in your phone when you go to the store. Is
Yeah.
that the idea? Do you know of any competitors that have already kind of implemented that into their apps, or?
We didn't find any when we were doing our research, but there obviously could potentially be one. We just thought it would be an easier way because they said the biggest problem is the Wi-Fi. So our first thought was eliminate the Wi-Fi and then you don't have the problem, because that would probably be a lot cheaper in the long run and a lot less work than trying to constantly fix the Wi-Fi. Because you guys said you didn't know if it was on Target's part or if it was like, because it was just like at most stores you don't get Wi-Fi, but I know, or service. But I know when I go to Walmart, like my phone does the same thing too. So I don't know if that's something to do with the structure. So I figured if you just try and like eliminate the guessing process or trying to figure it out, it'd be cheaper to just get rid of the Wi-Fi usage. Like
That's a good idea.
With a lot of apps, there's updates, obviously. So I mean, maybe week by week. But when there's an update, obviously there's an alert on your phone, and there's an option to update that app. So maybe with the Target app, each week your phone alerts you that there's new coupons, and you could choose to update your phone and get those new coupons. Save some money.
Just to follow up to the Wi-Fi and coupons getting on your phone, do you know of any retailers' apps that don't connect to Wi-Fi now. It's not just like get the coupons on the phone, but that just don't use Wi-Fi at all.
I only know a few like apps that actually like you use in the store. Like I know Apple, they use Wi-Fi, so I don't know any that don't use Wi-Fi. But I feel like it could be a potential benefit if you choose to use that course.
Yeah, it would be interesting with that as a possibility.
Yeah, definitely. Cool.
Awesome.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.